So I think it's started. It's a little late in the night, or you can say early in the morning. It's up to you how you are perceiving. Maybe if you woke up early in the morning, that's it. Then that's why what we say, like, it all depends on you how you are seeing something. Let's assume there are two scenarios. You wake up in the morning to study and you saw my stream and you just started watching. That means for you it's early morning. For the people who are like staying till late night and they are about to go to bed, for them it's late night. So that's why it's all about the perception, how we think about a particular thing. There is a famous example about it. Now you would be thinking like what I'm talking. So just trying to give you some knowledge. Yeah. So let's take example of glass. It's a pretty famous example where people used to say like it all depends on you how you are seeing the glass. If it is half filled, you can say half filled. You can say it's a half empty. So there is positive aspects. You can say it is half filled. So that would be enough for you. Another person will say, oh, it's half empty. That means you have negative. I won't say it's a negative personality or positive. It all depends on how you are perceiving a thing, how you are seeing a thing, what is your perspective about the thing. So yeah, so it's all depends. So hello everyone and good morning, good night to all of you. If anyone is gonna watch, maybe whenever you are gonna watching. So what we say if any time for any particular time. So on okay, let's forget about that. So today's target is I'm gonna like it's a little late in the night, so I have to go to bed, and before that I'm just following the consistency, and I'm trying to build build the consistency. So irrespective whether 1 hour or 2 hour, I have to stream, I have to learn something. So first thing, I will start a clock. I will start a clock, and let's target for next 1 hour, and we are gonna learn Langchain. So it's our next topic. So far we learned cloud, we learned master model context protocol, and third one is Langchain, fourth one LangGraph, fifth one we'll see further. And one more update about what we learned in the model context protocols. I'm planning to build a tool just for project purpose or just for practice purpose. So I will use more things from documentation, how to build gateway, and okay, I have not started timer yet because I'm just discussing or I'm just talking to you guys. So the thing is like I'm planning to build a simple earlier, like when I was trying to build something, it was very simple. Like I just built one, you can say, snowflake query execution tool. But this time I'm planning to build a clone of not clone of Sarkari Result, but if it's pretty famous website, if you don't know, especially it's popular in India. So most of the government job, like students who are seeking for government jobs, they used to visit this website so many times, so many days. And so what I'm thinking, why don't I create a MCP tools? It won't be like public or something. I'm just planning to put it in on GitHub. It's basically more about the crawling the pages. So, and it's simple static website, so it's pretty easy to crawl. And the important part would be I have to keep tracking of what we already pulled and what are the latest jobs as of now from the past one when we pulled. So it will keep update of that. So this is the new next plan that I'm gonna build, and maybe I will see like in this upcoming weekend. So today's Thursday, right? So Friday, maybe Friday night or Monday, not Monday, Saturday, we are going to grind, and we are going to maybe 2-3 hours we will grind and we will build. And I will utilize cloud. I'm not gonna if you see my screen, like I was planning to Okay, so I was planning to do it myself. Then I realized, okay, bro, it's not the good approach. You will do the things that already been invented, and it's not good. Like to use beautiful shoe for something that I already used maybe 4 years back or 5 years back. Then when I was building a crawler, so it's not necessary now to use and repeat the same things. Just to learn library, you will hustle, experiment. What I will do if I will feel like okay, cloud is unable to do some particular functionality in the sense that it will burn more token, then I will utilize that. But first, first is script. I'm gonna ask this particular tool. So there are sections particular result, latest jobs, and few other sections are there. So I'm gonna like create separate tools for them. So it's more about the it's not like something rocket science we are doing. We are just creating a tool. Not we are like I'm gonna create simple tools that will fetch the jobs, and the most important part what we are going to connect it with the Postgres server. Then we'll load there so that we can preserve the state like where we are right now, and what are the new jobs that are going to apply. But soon I'm gonna build my own project, and that will be like more about fetching the data from various sites and then building a portfolio. So so it will be like I will tell you. I don't think like it will. I will tell you at the starting if about it, but I can give you a little hint about it. It won't be a project. It would be my real website where I'm gonna post things. So you can think of simple like I'm gonna use AI crawler, and I will build some crawlers, and I'm gonna use AI, and then I will build something where we'll get jobs from various portals, and I will aggregate and I will create my own portal where I will dump all the jobs. So I'm planning to do it, but I need to consider few things. For example, what about the cost? I don't want to build something that will be tremendous, but it will be like it will charge lot of amount, because based on my capacity or based on the amount that I can pay here, I can't build like I can't use any particular LLM model that will be high in cost and tokens, especially if we talk about the cloud or something. Because the thing is like if I'll use them, then definitely they will burn lot of tokens, especially if I'll give PDF or something to crawl to what we say. I forgot the word, man. No, it's like if I'll give them something like a okay crawler or something. No, not crawler. PDF or text, and to summarize and give me the date metadata, not metadata, context, like what is the job title, what are the dates and all. So scrap that information, use some other extraction from PDF, then it will be more associate. There will be a lot of cost. So I don't think like I'll first start with the my own computer. I will run their local model, and then I will execute. If everything will go good, then I will deploy it somewhere. So that's the plan. But right now, first let's jump into the Langchain and let's start. So let me run the timer right now. Okay, so we have 1 hour, and let's completely focus, or let's immerse. What do we say? Immerse or what? Yeah, this is Langchain, and maybe I will give you. Okay, so let me pause for the time being. Where are you, bro? Okay, timer. Yeah, let me pause it because 30 seconds already elapsed. No problem, 30 seconds is not valuable or what? It's a valuable. You will feel the value of 30 seconds, even 1 second, when you are breathing, and when you are unable to breathe, then you will see the pain of every second. I'm not cursing. I mean, then you will realize the value of time. Maybe ask a patient who is just suffering to breathe, and the way they are suffering, then you will feel the time value of, and ask them what is the value of time. Then you will get to know. Like maybe they are unable to breathe for a few seconds, and then they are able to breathe. Something is happening with their life. They are unable to do some circumstances. Maybe you are someone dipped your face into the into the water and you are unable to breathe, the moments when you are begging for oxygen or to breathe, then you will feel like every second as a eternity. I'm just too good to give Gyan. I don't know. So I'm just giving you my Discord server if you wish. I mean, yeah, definitely join, guys. I won't say you if you wish, and also subscribe my channel if you like. Yeah, definitely, and also suggest me if you have anything. So good to give Gyan. I don't know. So I'm just giving you my Discord server if you wish, and yeah, definitely join, guys. I won't say welcome to and also subscribe my channel. Hi and should like. Yeah, definitely, and also suggest me if you have anything. Welcome to or okay, Discord server. Discord server. If you have any suggestion for me, please feel free to comment here. Okay. If anything else, if you wanted to, let me give you a tutorial video. If you want, you can following this tutorial to cover Langchain. I'm adding. Yeah. Thanks. Let's start. If you have any questions, you can comment. Okay. Resume. Now let's focus on the. I heard it so many times, but
I am in the data domain. Why do I need to learn Langchain in 2026? So in 2026, every other organization is looking for the data engineers who know Langchain because they want you to build their AI orchestration pipelines as well. So I know now you will say, hey, I also want to learn Langchain, but I do not have any kind of resources, any structure, any guide. Don't worry. That's why I have created this complete 5 hours long beginner friendly Langchain full course, which will literally hold your hand and will make you a pro Langchain developer by the end of this video. So first you will learn the fundamentals of Langchain, and as you follow along, you will learn much more complex areas such as parallel, conditional branches, ident integration, tool calling, React agents, and much more. Not just this. By the end of this video, you will build your own SQL agent which will take the user input in the natural language and will automatically fetch the necessary data from the SQL database and will return the insights back to the user. We will learn much more complex areas such as parallel, conditional branches, ident integration, tool calling, React agents, and much more. Not just this. By the end of this video, you will build your own SQL agent which will take the user input in the natural language and will automatically fetch the necessary data from the SQL database and will return the insights back to the user. Wow. So Anshulama, what are the prerequisites required for this video? Nothing, just basic Python is more than enough. The best part, everything is explained visually with cool graphics so that you can even understand the complex areas easily. Plus, this video is designed in the form of chapters where you can just follow along in a structured guide, and all the notes and code examples are also provided with this video. In short, this is the one-stop solution for you to master Langchain in 2026. So bro, just take out your laptop, make your coffee, and just hit the button right now. And let's master Langchain in 2026 and let's crack the dream of a dream job. This year, I want to see you at this level. So what's up, my fam? Happy Sunday, and this is the video that I wish I had when I was learning all these things. So without wasting any time, let me just tell you what is this video about. Obviously, you have watched the thumbnail, obviously, you have watched the introduction. So this video is all about Langchain. And if you are still thinking to learn about Langchain, and you know what? This is my personal analysis. If you are someone in the data domain or who is trying to enter into this domain, let me just tell you one thing. Langchain is that thing which is becoming more and more popular and which is in demand. So let's say you are applying for a position, let's say data engineering position or any position like in a data domain. Okay. Now there are obviously hundreds or even thousands of applicants applying for the same position. But if you add these kinds of frameworks, especially Langchain, because Langchain is one of the most mature agentic frameworks right now, even if the first of all, I know that Langchain is written in the job descriptions everywhere. Even if Langchain is not written in the job description, if someone is reading your resume and if you write that you have experience with Langchain, that will add a cherry on the top of the cake. Makes sense? So that means Langchain is a necessary stuff that you have to learn. And let me just tell you one thing, which is the good news for you. Langchain is not just for like data scientists or machine learning engineers. It has nothing to do with all those domains. And I know why you didn't learn this technology because you were like thinking the same. You were still thinking like, okay, this technology is all about machine learning, this technology is all about AI and all. No, this thing is for data engineers. And let me just tell you one more thing. Langchain is very similar for, you can say it will look very similar to ETLs or those pipelines that data engineers build. And yes, this video is for everyone, but yes, if you are an engineer, you should feel happy that you are learning Langchain because it is very easy for you to learn this. It is very similar to all of those tasks that you do on a daily basis. Simple? Okay, makes sense. So now what is required for this video? What do you want to learn in this video? I know you have all of these questions, so you can decide if you want to continue this video because I know you are very important person and your time is like very important. I know that. But yes, let me just answer all those questions. So first of all, in order to continue with this video, you should have basic Python understanding. Basic Python means you should know how to write functions in Python, especially some basic for loops and if conditions, and I would say some basic level understanding of OOPs such as classes and objects and that's it. If you have this understanding, that means you're good to go. And now what we'll be covering in this particular masterclass and how the, you can say, agenda will look like. So let me just show you that as well. So agenda of this particular video is very simple. I will expect you have zero knowledge. That means you are totally a beginner. Literally zero knowledge. Zero knowledge means zero knowledge in AI world as well. Okay, forget about these things like technology and all. Zero knowledge in the AI world as well. So you are totally a beginner who just knows basics of Python and that's it. This video has dedicated chapters. This video has dedicated notebooks. This video has dedicated sessions that will teach you everything from scratch. And you are literally covered from scratch. Let me show you my notes that I have prepared for this particular video. And by the way, everything is available in my GitHub repo. So let me just show you that as well. So this is the GitHub repo for this video. Okay. And as you can see, there are like major three chapters. But in each chapter, we have so many notebooks. We just open that. You see like 1, 2, 3. And then chapter 2, we have these things. And then chapter 3, we have these things. And yes, we'll be just building so much of stuff here. And yes, as I just mentioned in the introduction as well, you will be building an autonomous SQL agent as well on your own from scratch. And regarding notes, if you just click here, I've just put my live illustration notes that I've just used here, and everything will be illustrated and demonstrated live. But these are the notes that you can just refer, and you will literally see everything, like everything written in detail. So all the notes are provided here, and you're gonna just cover everything in detail. Make sense? So everything is there for you. You just need to actually sit back and relax and just you should enjoy this video. And as I said, everything will cover from class, no database, just basic Python and agenda chapters. As you can see, that we are just covering every single thing which is connected to Langchain. So by the end of this video, you will become a Langchain developer. That means you will know like how to write code in Langchain. You will know how to build agent with Langchain. You will know how to connect dots with Langchain. You will be a confident Langchain developer. And then you will be able to build your project on your own if you want to. And if you are, if let's say your organization is asking you to work on Langchain, you will be easily able to work on Langchain. I'm so sure about that. Simple. I will also tell you some about some resources that you can just use along with this video, and everything will be there in the video as well. Perfect. So I think now you have everything clear. Now you have a decision, and I know your decision. So let me just let me just quickly start this video, and I want to start this video like today's session especially with this positive vibe. So what is this? What is this? So basically, these are my family members who have recently cracked their job offers. And it can be their dream job role, dream job offer, dream job company, whatever, but they are literally happy. And I'm also happy because they're happy. And this literally makes me feel proud. Okay. And congratulations to all of you. And congratulations to all of you. 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 Why? And when they're happy, I'm also happy. I haven't subscribed to this channel yet. I don't know what are you thinking because maybe you don't make sense. Okay. Just learn more and more stuff. Everything and let's start learning. And frameworks basically because agentic are incomplete without the frameworks and don't really want to just understand everything from scratch. And when I say scratch, that means scratch. Okay. So agentic AI and frameworks. Okay, makes sense. So let's say we want to talk about this topic, agentic AI and frameworks. First of all, I specifically mentioned that agentic AI for data engineers, right? Why did I do that? Do you know what? The best professional among, you can say, all of the professionals, I think data engineer is a person who already knows much about agentic AI. You will say no. I will say yes. Because agentic AI is just a new name for everything that we're doing right now, and data engineers are already well versed about that. So, and you know what? Do you know the funny thing? Data engineers are the ones who are entering into the AI world after all of those professionals. That is the, I would say, a kind of pain point. Data engineers should be the first ones to enter into this particular domain, and they are the last ones. I don't know why, because they think like data engineers do not need to learn AI, and it is something else. It is something out of the topic. It is for data science. I don't know, but that is why this channel is for you. This channel is just actually teaching you and providing the knowledge which is required to be in that particular group, which is always in demand, right? That is why, by the way, if you are not aware about this thing, if you just go on any job portal, if you just type AI data engineers, you will see that particular job postings as well. Because currently, industry has also accepted the fact that AI engineering is incomplete without data engineering, so they have just started putting out those labels for AI engineers. So I think it is the high time and the best time to learn. I wouldn't say best time; it is the high time when you will learn about agentic AI and all. So let's start this particular conversation. So I told you that I do not expect any kind of knowledge from you. So let's say you are this person who do not have any kind of knowledge about anything. Okay. Let's say this is you and your name is, what is your name? Let's say Rahul. Do you know what? I just picked random names and there was a real Rahul. He, I think, dropped a comment. Hey, I feel so happy whenever you take my name. So shout out to Rahul, whoever the person is. Okay. So let's say he is Rahul. Okay. And this person doesn't even know anything about agentic AI frameworks, like why we talk about these things. So first of all, do you even know the difference between AI agent and agentic AI? Do you even know the difference? No, I know this. So we will first one discuss about this. Because once you get this concept, only then you should learn anything else. Then you should learn the frameworks. You first need to understand the concept, like what is agentic AI and AI agent. Frameworks is not a very critical or you can say very complex thing. Framework is just like a kind of module. It's just a kind of SDK. It's just a kind of package. We just call it as framework, right? The main thing is agentic AI. What is agentic AI? And in order to do that, we need to just understand this concept. Agentic AI versus AI agent. So let's start with AI agent. Like what exactly is AI agent? Let's say this Rahul. Let's say this is Rahul. Okay. And this person needs to know everything about agentic AI and all. And you know what? This person first needs to understand the AI agents. Okay. So now when I just talk about AI agent, what is actually an AI agent? AI agent. What is the thing? Like why this term is so popular right now and everyone is talking about this thing? AI agent. AI agent is actually nothing about, you can say, is like nothing but a kind of framework. in itself. Not the framework. Let's not call it as framework. You will be confused. It is a kind of, let's say, real person. What is agent? Forget about AI. What is agent? If you just try to find out the word agent, agent is someone who performs a specific task. You would have seen, you can say, insurance agents, and then you can say customer care agents, and then you have flight agents. Like there are some agents. Like why don't you use the word agent? This particular thing, this AI agent, is actually aligned to what a specific task. Okay, specific task. Nothing fancy. This thing. So now we have added a keyword called AI. That means this agent is not a real person. Oh, okay. This agent is not a real person. This is AI performing the task of an agent. Okay. And in this case, it will be, let's say, LM. LM, right? Okay. This is not a real person. This is AI performing the task of an agent. Okay. And in this case, it will be, this means this agent is not a real person. Okay. Specific task. Nothing fancy. This thing. So now we have added a keyword called AI. That means this agent is not a real person. Oh, okay. This agent is not a real person. This is AI performing the task of an agent. Okay. And in this case, it will be, let's say, LM. LM, right? Okay. This will be LM. When LLM, that means large language model, the entire AI industry is built on top of LM right now. Makes sense, like large language models. So LLM, when able to perform the task of a real human, that will be called as an AI agent. But Anshulamba, can we say that all the LLMs are AI agents? No, I didn't say that. Here, hear me out. I said when LLM is able, when this LLM, let's say this is the LLM, okay, and this can be like any normal LLM, it can be ChatGPT, it can be anything. Let's say this is your LLM, okay? This is your LLM. Wow. Let's say this is your LLM. Now this LLM can be anyone. OpenAI, let's take OpenAI because OpenAI is very popular. This is OpenAI LLM. This is a simple LLM that just knows how to generate the text. Simple. Now, when we developers add some capabilities to this LLM in order to perform a specific task, in order to achieve a specific goal, this LLM becomes AI agent. Okay, that is clear. But what are those specific tasks or specific capabilities that we add? Very good question. In short, in simple language, we add something called as tools. Okay, we add something called as tools. And now you say what kind of tools? I will say any tool, any kind of tool. So when we add this tools, okay, so we have provided. Who we? This, let's say, developer, Rahul. Rahul knows how to develop the tools, okay? Now these tools, when these tools are integrated with this LLM, okay, this thing and this thing. Perfect. Now when we integrate these tools with this LLM, let me just write it for you, integrated, then it becomes this LLM simple. This is your entire definition, entire flow. And now this AI agent can perform this task, right? Now you say, which task? I would say any task. Let's say reporting, data, email, anything. Let's say this is a task. Simple. Let's say this agent is a kind of customer assistant or basically customer service agent which receives the emails and maybe filtering out the emails which are bad, which are right, and categorize it. It's a kind of task. Simple. That you would hire a real human for this task. Now you have AI agent for it. Now this developer builds these particular tools. This is the main thing to understand. This is the main thing. This developer built these tools. Okay. Good. Now a very good question can be like you can ask like so many questions. Let's say you have asked this question. Anshul Namba. Yeah. Why do we need to create tools and why LLMs? Because LLMs are so popular, everyone's talking about LLMs. LLMs are like so big, like they have raised billions of dollars. Why we need to create tools? Why we need to integrate tools? So, very good question. Let me just tell you. Let's say you are using ChatGPT. Let's say. Let me open ChatGPT in front of you. Okay. And I hope you know what is ChatGPT. If no, then very good, slow claps. So let's say this is the ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is nothing but a kind of wrapper. It's a kind of front end that is built on top of LLM. Simple, very good. Now you know what? When ChatGPT was launched in its initial days, if I ask something like this, my name is Ansh. Hello, bro. Let's say I write something like this. So ChatGPT would be able to generate this text and that's it. And when I was asking ChatGPT, hey, what's the temperature here
I
in
tested it
Canada?
in 2022.
Right? If I hit enter,
I believe.
if I hit enter, I will not hit enter right now because I need to scale this. In the earlier days, in the initial days, when I would be asking this question, ChatGPT would not be able to answer this question. Okay. Why? Because it doesn't have the capability to track the recent data. Because these LLMs, these large language models are trained on specific data sets, right? And they cannot train that data sets, like they cannot train the model on data sets on a daily basis. It is a very expensive task. So they do it, I think, once a year or twice a year. So they don't have the real time access. But you know what? When I hit enter now just wait and watch. Canada's huge. Oh, it is very smart. Let's say temperature in Calgary. I'm not in Calgary by the way, but yeah. Let's say in Calgary. So now see. Did you see? I know it's cold, minus 14 degrees centigrade. Yeah. So now the thing is how it is able to just get the right temperature. And it is actually minus 14 degree, minus 15 degree. I know this. Okay, because here in my city it is 11 degree. So yeah. Alberta is like the coldest. Not coldest, but yeah, not the coldest. So now I know that the temperature is minus 14 degrees centigrade. How it is able to track that? Now you say because LLMs are becoming smart. Not at all. Not at all. Now you know what happened. This ChatGPT team built tools. Okay, this ChatGPT team built tools and they integrated those tools with this LLM, original LLM. It can be, let's say, GPT-5, GPT-4, any LLM model. They built these tools, and this tool can be, let's say, getting the better information. And did you notice when we just hit that particular question, it showed that thing called searching the web. What is that thing? That is a tool call. Okay, so we build these tools on our own. These are nothing but the functions, and then we integrate these things to the LLM, and then this becomes an AI agent. Like, obviously, we will be just doing so much of stuff to make it as an agent, to make it autonomous as well as we can. But this is the backbone of AI agent. LLM with tools. That's it. Because can you think of an agent which doesn't have any ability? So let's say we are hiring a new person, right? And person needs to write email, read email, and do so many stuff. So that agent, that human also needs some access, needs an email address, all those things, right? So it needs those capabilities. Same thing will provide to this LLM, and then it will become an AI agent. This is the definition of AI agent. Okay. Now, what is the difference between AI agent and agent AI? Because this is clear. So always remember this thing. This is a kind of formula you can say, or just a you can say way to remember it. So AI agent is built to fulfill a specific task. Okay, is built to fulfill a specific task. Let's say you are hiring an AI agent, basically building an agent, you're hiring a person, same thing. So you are getting an AI agent for this task. Let's say now this email task is done. Now you need to add an agent in your team who will do the marketing. Like, person is reading the emails, categorizing it, and that's it. Now this particular agent needs to talk to another agent who is a marketing agent, who will do the marketing stuff, who will run ads on social platforms. Make sense? And then that marketing agent needs to talk to, let's say, business agent. Because it needs to communicate with the business team or finance team, hey, how much money do we have to run ads? Hey, how much money do we need to spend this month? Maybe, right? So when we need to enable the communication between the agents, that becomes agent AI. That means orchestration of AI agents. When we have multiple AI agents. And you know what? The fun part. Agentic AI is always aligned towards fulfilling the goal. Not only the AI agent is also in line towards fulfilling the goal. The difference is AI agent is only fulfilling the sub goal, basically the task. But agentic AI is fulfilling the entire, you can say, goal, or you can say bigger project. So let's say you have a kind of social media managing company, and you have those AI agents built in specific areas, and that will be called as agentic AI. I hope it makes sense. Now let's say rate this analogy for AI engineering. Let's say you are a developer, okay, and you have built some tools to run the Spark notebook. Let's say Spark job in PySpark, right? If you don't know what PySpark, basically PySpark is a framework that we use to process big data, right? So you have built this AI agent to run the task. And task is running Spark, right? Running Spark job. Perfect. This is the task. Now this is agent one, right? As you just mentioned, this is agent one. Okay, this is agent one. And let me remove this Rahul. This is very obvious now that they have that goose. So this is only and only agent one. Makes sense. Perfect. Agent one. Now you know what? Before running this job, you obviously need to configure the Spark cluster size, like what cluster do we need. So actually, this agent needs to communicate with another agent, right? Let's say this agent, or you can say it can be like to and fro communication as well. So it's not a big deal. So let's say this is another agent, and what this agent does, this agent configure the Spark cluster size. That what should be the cluster size on the basis of the data? What should be the, you can say, course number of course? What should be the memory we should allocate to our jobs? Like, it will give you the exact or ideal cluster size, and then you can just run your job. Before that, you will not need to run the job. So we edit the task, and we can say we are simply, let's say, talking about clusters, basically these servers. Makes sense. Makes sense? Okay. So now the task is to give us the right server size, basically the right cluster size. And then we need to talk to each other. So now this framework will be called as agentic framework. Why? Because they are communicating with each other and there's an orchestration. This is a very simple, you can say, a kind of orchestration where we just have like two people talking to each other. In the real world, we build the complex workflows where we have, let's say, 10 to 20 agents talking to each other. And the main thing is it is not linear. What do I mean? It can be branched out to many things, right? Let me just show you. So let's say this is agent one. Okay. This is agent one. And this agent one can be connected to this one. Okay. Let me just make it small. So let's say like this. Because I want you to show you the complex one, so that is why I'm just zooming it out, so not well. Okay, so let's say this is agent one. This is connected to this one, and let's use this one. Perfect. So this is agent two, and then let's say this will be connected to this agent. Can be. It's not a deal, right? Let's say like this, and then we have, let's say, two agents. Let's say like this. Let's say like this. Wow. Can we have these complex workflows? Obviously, we have it. So let's say this is the thing, right? And then we have, let's say, the final node, or basically the agent like this. So this is a complex agentic workflow. Let's say we have a conditional here that we can use. Perfect. So let's say this is the complex workflow. This is agentic AI. Now I hope that you have a clear understanding of agentic AI. Like, what is agentic AI and what is AI agent?
Orchestration of
I hope so. This is also agentic AI, by the way, but this is a very simple one. But obviously this was required to make you understand the concepts, right? You can say agentic AI here, like here. And only I'll just provide all these notes in my repo, so that you can just enjoy. Agentic AI, I can simply say simple, and then we have complex as well. Here, let's write complex. Make sense? Perfect. So now, if you have this clear, now you can just learn any framework. Let's see. Now let's go back to our agent, agentic AI and frameworks. So now we know the difference of agentic AI and AI agents, obviously. And now you also know why agentic AI is becoming more and more popular, because we do not create just one AI agent and that's it. We need the entire flow. Now just tell me one thing. Come here. You want to show you this agentic AI, and not a simple one, complex one. Have you seen this kind of thing in your daily activities? And I'm talking to you, data engineer. Have you seen this kind of thing? I'm not asking you to think about LLM. No, no, no. Just take out, like, I'm just talking about these things, these boxes. I'm not talking about the stuff that is written inside this, just the nodes. Have you seen this? You will say, yeah, we have seen this in our pipelines. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that we are actually building up pipelines and we are calling it as agentic AI. Now, yes, I'm not saying that it is not agentic AI, it is agentic AI. Why? Because we have AI workflows, basically AI activities within each node. But on the bigger picture side, this is just a pipeline. That's it. This is just a directed acyclic graph that we build in our day-to-day activities. Make sense? So I hope now you are very much clear and now you should know why data engineers need to lead this industry, and they are not leading the industry right now because they are too late and they are not actually learning AI, because this is the right time, high time to learn it. And don't worry, I will just make it understand everything. Okay, perfect. So this is the whole concept. And now let's talk about the framework. So the framework is not a very kind of complex thing. Framework is nothing but just a word that we use to portray something out. You can say a module. Let's say I'm building a Python package, right? I have so many classes, I have so many functions, I have so many variables, and blah 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 blah. When I package them together, when it is ready to be reusable by anyone, it will be called as framework. Simple. If you just want to understand it. Okay. And if you just want to learn the definition of framework, go to EDD and learn it. This is the understanding of framework, right? So the thing is now, in order to build all of these things, obviously we can use our traditional Python language or any programming language. It's not a big deal. But in order to integrate with AI models, those LLM rule calling capabilities, all those things, we need to write our own package, right? Every time. Let's say if I'm just trying to build this particular logic, I know that I will be just reusing my code again and again. So let's build a package. So I will build my package. You will say the same thing. You will build your own package. Then third person will say the person will build his own package. So now we have some solutions in the industry. Very popular ones are like Langchain. Okay, we have one or two very popular more. We have Llama Index. We have, I think there's one or two more. Like, there are so many, but these are the popular and trusted ones that you should use. So Langchain is the most popular one right now that everyone is talking about because it is open source. Plus, it is the most mature, I would say, framework. Plus, it is well integrated with all of the tools and technologies. Wow, this is amazing. So now let's
What
talk
you
about
said, I was
I will, it's not a big deal, but now in okay. And if you just want to learn the definition of framework, go to EDD. Anyone says I have so many functions, I have so many variables, and that's not the whole, because this is the right time, high time to learn it. And don't worry, I will just make it understand everything. Okay, perfect. So this is the whole concept. And now let's talk about the framework. So the framework is not a very kind of complex thing. Framework is nothing but just a word that we use to portray something out. You can say a module. Let's say I'm building a Python package, right? I have so many classes, I have so many functions, I have so many variables, and blah 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 blah. When I package them together, when it is ready to be reusable by anyone, it will be called as framework. Simple. If you just want to understand it. Okay. And if you just want to learn the definition of framework, go to Wikipedia and learn it. This is the understanding of framework, right? So the thing is now, in order to build all of these things, obviously we can use our traditional Python language or any programming language. It's not a big deal. But in order to integrate with AI models, those LLM rule calling capabilities, all those things, we need to write our own package, right? Every time. Let's say if I'm just trying to build this particular logic, I know that I will be just reusing my code again and again. So let's build a package. So I will build my package. You will say the same thing. You will build your own package. Then third person will say the person will build his own package. So now we have some solutions in the industry. Very popular ones are like Langchain. Okay, we have one or two very popular more. We have Llama Index. We have, I think there's one or two more. Like, there are so many, but these are the popular and trusted ones that you should use. So Langchain is the most popular one right now that everyone is talking about because it is open source. Plus, it is the most mature, I would say, framework. Plus, it is well integrated with all of the tools and technologies. Wow, this is amazing. So now let's talk about the Langchain. Now, what is Langchain? Langchain under the hood, I would say. Langchain under the hood. Okay, Langchain. I know the name is funny, but it is really, really cool. I still remember when I was learning Langchain, I would say years back, it was like really, really cool and it was really new. And after that, we have got so many new things. But yeah, let's talk about Langchain because Langchain was the early mover of the AI agentic, or basically you can say agentic AI and AI agents industry. Yeah, stay hydrated, even if it's cold. So Langchain under the hood. Now what is Langchain? Now let's talk about Langchain. So let's say you have something within your code, right? You want to build this particular thing. If you are a data engineer, you would have built something similar to this using your Python functions. You would have built it, right? It's not a big deal because you are a data engineer, you are a data professional, you know only Python, right? Let's say you build this. Okay, where is Rahul? Let's bring that Rahul. Let's say this Rahul. I'm making Rahul famous, right? So now we need to build a framework. Okay, I basically need to build the agentic AI solution, right? And you know what we need to build. And let me just bring this thing as well. Like, it will make more sense. Let's say I want to build this, right? Let's say we want to build this. Our goal is this one. Build this Rahul. So now this Rahul can build this entire thing. It's not a big deal for Rahul because Rahul is a pro coder. Even not a pro coder, but he can build this using something called as, let's say, Python, right? Because Python is like amazing language. I love Python, and you also love Python if you're an engineer. So let's say you are building this thing, right? Simple. Perfect. So this Rahul can build this thing using Python. Okay, makes sense. Okay, using Python. But now what will happen? What will happen? All of these courses, all of these LLM tool calls, integration with the tools, and then just making it as an AI agent and then orchestrating it, it will take a lot of time, right? Everything is manual. That means, that means Rahul needs to build all the classes. Now you say, bro, why Rahul needs to build the classes? He will simply write the code because Rahul is working in an organization, right? And in that organization, there are lots of developers who are working. So in order to use that code, you need to build that classes, right? And I hope that you have some basic understanding of Python, like Python class, Python object. If not, bro, just go and just learn Python as soon as possible. And if you want to learn from me, if you want to learn Python from me, I have a dedicated Python course on my channel. And you can simply search on YouTube, Ansh Lamba Python full course, and you get the Python full course. And just make your Python skills, or take your Python skills through the roof because it is really important. So Rahul needs to build all the classes. from scratch, right? Now I have a solution, or Rahul can use a framework. Rahul can use the agentic framework called Langchain. Make sense? Now, in that particular framework, all the classes are built. Obviously, there's not like very specific use cases as per your organization. Obviously, you need to make so many changes, like so many tweaks, so many things, but it is very much efficient. Why? Because all the test cases, all the error handling, all of those things, boilerplate code, everything is gone. It will save us a lot of time. So Rahul will take this approach. Okay, Rahul will take this approach because Rahul is smart. So now Langchain is what Langchain is doing. So Langchain has built the Python classes for your agentic solutions that you can use anytime, or you can say that you can use and modify as per your use cases. Simple. This is Langchain. Under the hood. Nothing special, nothing special. It is not magic. It is not actually no magic. You can write the exact code that Langchain has built. All the classes you can build on your own as well. But the good thing is Langchain has built all those classes for you so that you do not need to build everything from scratch again. And I hope it makes sense. It makes sense? To me, yes. Okay, so this is Langchain cloud. So that means we are simply trying to learn Langchain from the Python point of view. There are like I think TypeScript or JavaScript support as well, but we are simply learning from Python point of view. Makes sense? So let's help Rahul to build all of these things, and we know that Rahul doesn't know anything about Langchain because Rahul is new to Langchain. So we have a cool documentation about Langchain. Let me just bring that Langchain documentation. And this is the official documentation for Langchain that they keep on updating. And see, Python and TypeScript. So we have both capabilities. I will simply say Langchain Python, and this is the documentation of it. See, we have everything here. We have installation with start, change log, and blah blah blah, and then we have agents. Very long documentation, very detailed documentation, and I love it, to be honest. And you can also go and check it out. But yes, Initially, Rahul wants quick overview, quick tutorials so that Rahul can start building using Langchain. And sideways, Rahul can also explore the documentation. But Rahul wants some guidance, right? Some structured approach. Because obviously, when I was also learning Langchain, instead of directly going to the documentation, I also like was studying through so many sources like books, playlists, courses, and then blogs, and then documentation, like everything. Because I don't think like, there was no structured learning available or video available. I just wanted to learn on my own like how things are working. And then I realized, let me just pass on this knowledge of all the sources. It is like a condensed form of knowledge, which is you can say the integration or condensed curated knowledge of so many sources like blogs, courses, videos, documentation. So this is like one-stop solution for you to master Langchain and literally master. Let me be very honest because you will be able to just build anything using Langchain after this. Okay, so let me just start taking you to the practical last session because enough concept, enough things is built, and we'll be just learning so many things in the meantime as we go along this video. Okay, and I will just provide this notes as well. Everything will be available, so you don't need to really writing down and all. If you want to write down, it's good, but I'll just provide it as well. Okay, so let's see how we just get started with Langchain. Okay, let's see. So now let's talk about the prerequisites, not from skill wise because it was like very basic and very beginner friendly. You just need like basic Python and that's it. I'm talking about these system requirements. So you need first of all code editor, basically IDE. It can be VS Code, it can be anti-gravity if you're using anti-gravity, just launch by Google. There are so many code editors. You can use whatever you want, okay? And you need Python as well. So let's say system requirements. Not system. I would say softwares we'll be using. Simple. So we will be using some cool softwares. Cool softwares. So long AI code as a code thing. So if you don't have Python installed on the system, that I would assume that you should have VS Code. I love so many new AI code editors, code editors as well because I keep on playing with so many code editors. So I just keep switching. You can also try a lot of code editors. And then you will be in Python. So if you don't have Python installed on the system, that I would assume that you should install. Okay, and you won't need repo. You won't need it, right? Then first of all, just go to any browser. Then once you have this, on that page. Perfect. So the active Python has currently 40.1 security on. Wait, please, you know this one. You can install it. Windows 64 or Mac, whatever. So you should download 3.12 Python because it is. And click here, and here you can just choose your user provider, and you will simply download it from here. I will be using NTGravity. NTGravity is a new code editor. If you don't know about it, it is by Google, and they have amazing free features available. So if I go here, NTGravity IDE, see, this is the one. You can download this on your system, and you will love it. Okay, because this is like agentic code editor that you can just use within your code base, and it is amazing. Okay, so let's get started.
What I downloaded? Okay, ID 8. No problem. I did some blender. Is it? What the heck? What's wrong with you? I wanted to see. I heard the word, but I never used it. Now I'm experiencing. I will see how it works. Why is it clear? Flickering. Maybe both. No, I don't know. Why it sounds. Oh, fuck. Why did I download it? Okay, let's forget about it. Focus on.
Our setup on the system. Okay, let's see. So welcome to my anti-gravity code editor, and as you can see, this is the interface. Very straightforward, very simple, very similar to VS Code, and obviously everyone loves VS Code, so it is also having the same UI. Everything. Maybe it is written on top of VS Code because VS Code is open source. So here you will see this is the agentic area by. You can collapse it by clicking here, and we'll be using throughout the project, not throughout the tutorial, don't worry. And this is the folder that I have created, Langchain tutorial. You can also create this folder, and as you will see, this tutorial is empty. This tutorial, this this tutorial is not empty. This tutorial folder is empty. Okay, so as you can see, you can also create it. Make sense? And how to do that? I think you should know how to create a folder, right? And then you can open it, go to file, click on open folder, and then open that empty folder. Simple. It will just pop up like this. Do not worry about these things because this can be different in your case because I have downloaded some extensions, let's say DVD, and there are so many extensions that I downloaded. So just ignore it. So I would say it is anti-gravity, and this is not very complex to explain. So this is our you can say code editor that we are trying to use. Okay. So without wasting any time, let me just initiate my particular project. So I'll open one terminal. In order to open a terminal in anti-gravity, you can click here in terminal and new terminal, or I can use the shortcut Control Shift and back. Okay. Choice is yours. So this is my terminal. So what is the first thing we do whenever we just initiate anything, for especially for Python? The answer is creating the virtual environment. Common sense. So now let's create the virtual environment. And you know what? We will not be using pip and llama. We have to use pip. No, we do not have to. We have something called as UV. If you do not know about UV, I think you should know about UV because UV is the modern Python package manager, and you can just do everything with UV that we used to do with pip. How you can also get started with it in just one line. You simply say pip install UV and hit enter. In my case, I've already downloaded it, so it will simply say got already satisfied. In your case, it will say like it is downloaded. Okay. Once you have pip like UV installed in your system, then you can start using UV, and it is so convenient. I will show you. In order to initiate a project and create a virtual environment, you do not need to write multiple commands. You simply say UV in it and hit enter. Okay. It has created the entire project for me. Get ignore, Python version, main.py, pipeline.toml, readme.md. Make sense? Very good. Now, in this Python version, if in your system you already have let's say 3.13 installed or let's say 3.11 installed and you want to use 3.12 just for this tutorial, you can simply write it here. As I have written 3.12, I have not written it, you will written it for me, but you can just change it here. Okay? And what to do after that? Hold on, I will just tell you. Just change it here for now. Just write 3.12. Simple. Now use 3.12 version, main.py, pipeline.toml, readme.md. Make sense? Very good. Now, in this Python version, if in your system you already have let's say 3.13 installed or let's say 3.11 installed and you want to use 3.12 just for this tutorial, you can simply write it here. As I have written 3.12, like I have not written it, you will written it for me, but you can just change it here. Okay? And what to do after that? Hold on, I will tell you. Just change it here for now. Just write 3.12. Simple? Good. Now, in order to initiate the virtual environment, we do not need to write any special command. By the way, we have a command in UV called let's say UV then dot vnv. But I can also say UV sync. This command is a very special command, and the combination of commands, it will simply sync everything. If I have written 3.12, or even let's say if I write 3.11 or whatever version, it will take that Python version. It will create the virtual environment for me. Two things. And the third thing is, whatever dependencies I have, it will install all of those dependencies. But Anjulama, you know what? You do not even have requirements.tsv. How will you install the dependencies? When we work with UV, we do not need to worry about requirements.tsv because we work with pyproject.toml. So if you open this file, you will see dependencies list. So whatever package you write here, automatically it will add all of those dependencies. Okay. So first of all, let me just write UV sync and enter. Okay, so now you can see that it has created .env. And by the way, if you're not seeing this .get folder, it is fine because it is hidden by default. I have enabled it because I just like seeing it here, but it has no use because we should not touch this .get folder because it is a database that it uses under the hood to manage our data. Okay, you should not touch it and open it and make some changes, otherwise your code is broken, right? So yeah, but I have just put it here, so you know if you do not got it. It has nothing to do with your data. Okay, and if you just observe in the bottom side, I have the master branch as well. That means it has also run the command called get init automatically in the backend. When I write uv init, it runs get init as well. So let me just define my branch quickly. Let me rename my branch and I'll say get branch minus and main. If you do not have get fundamentals here, do not just follow this command. It renames my branch. So now as you can see, my branch name is main. Let's create the initial commit. I'll say get then add dot okay and then get commit minus m initial commit. Basically, this is the initial commit that we're creating for this branch so that it will be registered. Okay, and that's it. Now we will not be touching this main branch only. Makes sense? If you do not know what you're doing, just copy these commands and that's it. Do not behave like, what is this command? So now we first of all need to install the Langchain library in Python. Okay, and how we do that? Simply say uv add. Same way you say pip install, here we say uv add. Uv add Langchain. Okay, just hit enter. It will add all of these libraries and dependencies automatically. If I open my terminal file, I will see all of these things are written here. See, Langchain 1.2.2. Wow. Makes sense? Good. If I okay, just hit enter. It will add all of these libraries and dependencies automatically. If I open my terminal file, I will see all of these things are written here. See, Langchain 1.2.2. Wow. Makes sense? Good. So I have downloaded Langchain library. I have all of these things installed in my virtual environment. Makes sense. Now let me just enable the virtual environment. When scripts activate. VS Code automatically enables the virtual environment. That is a plus sign, but here we have to do it manually. So our virtual environment is enabled. That is a good thing. Okay. So yeah, makes sense. So now what do you want to do? we'll be creating chapters. Okay. Let me create a first chapter and let me just name it as chapter one. Yeah, simply chapter one. So in this chapter one, we will create our notebooks, like right, like notebook one, notebook two, notebook three, like this. So in this folder, let me just create my first notebook and let me just name it as basics.ipynb. If you're not familiar with ipynb, this is basically the ipykernel, okay, ipykernel notebook format, which is very similar to Jupyter notebook. Simple. If you don't know Jupyter notebook, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, you should know about Jupyter notebook, bro. You are a data professional. So this has created this particular ipynb. In your case, it will also ask you to download and install ipykernel. Simply say okay and it will install it. And first of all, you need to click on select kernel and select the kernel binary environments and take your virtual environment. Perfect. Because only then you'll be able to use the Langchain libraries. Perfect. Now, first thing, first thing that you need to do. Okay, what is that particular first thing? Now you have all of these things ready. Now you know what? What do you need to do? You need to go to OpenAI. Do we have OpenAI thing? Let's use this one. So now you need to go to OpenAI and OpenAI. Why? Because now you need to create a kind of API key because you'll be using the hosted models, high quality models. You're not using open source models because there are so many things that only hosted models can do and that you need to know as well. And that is why you'll be just covering everything with OpenAI models, right? So how you can just go to OpenAI, simply go to browser and search OpenAI API. Simple. So this API, this is not ChatGPT, by the way. This is OpenAI official API platform. Okay. Click here, and here you will be landing on this page. Click on login, and you can click here and do not select ChatGPT. Select API platform. Makes sense? Select API platform. Because once you land on this API platform, then you also need to create the API key. Makes sense? API key. Okay, let me show you my account. So this is my API platform account. Okay. So in your case, you will land on the homepage. Okay, and then you simply click on settings, and then you need to click on API keys. Then you will land on this page, and here you can create your new secret key. Okay. Click on just create new secret key, and I can also create it right now. And I'll just show you. Okay. Not in front of you. You will use my secret key. And obviously, I'll just revoke it on the screen. So yeah, you can just simply say create new secret key. So this will create a secret key like this. SA hyphen something something something. You need to note it down somewhere else because it will be hidden after that. Okay. Once you have the secret key ready, once you have everything, you need to go to Bellin. Okay, and you need to add some amount in your account. It can be very minimal, it can be $5, and yeah, literally $5. You can just add $5 in your account. What it will do, it will just use that amount to make the API calls. Because whatever you can say API call you are making, it will use some amount, right? Do not worry, it will not charge you directly from the billing that you are using. It will simply deduct the amount from the amount that you have added in your account. It is a kind of recharge that you do in your mobile phone. Or you used to do before, because nowadays we have just bells. But before, remember, you used to do the 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees recharge coupon. You used to scratch the number, you need to type it, and then it gets added into your system, into your mobile system, right? So
Yeah.
it is similar to that. And you will say, hey, is it enough? $5 are enough? I would say more than enough. Because if you will be using that particular $5 for making API calls to LMs, I would say it will hardly charge 0.00 something. I will just show you the, you can say, model cost, model price. It is very, very minimal. So you can just feel very good that if you add $5, it will be like more than enough. And not just like for this video, you can even practice so much of things with that $5. And I'm not trying. I am not trying. $5 is like more than enough for you. Let me be honest. Okay. And obviously, it depends like which model are you using, but for most of the models, it's like more than enough. Let me show you the pricing quickly. If I go to OpenAI models pricing, so API pricing, and here we have GD 5.2, which is the most advanced version right now. So it is having 1.7 bucks per 1 million tokens, and 1 million tokens is a big deal. And this is the most curated model. And then we have GD 5 mini, which is the latest one, but a mini model. It is very cheap. So just 25 cents per 1 million tokens. And can you imagine per 1 million tokens, just 0.25 bucks. So 5 bucks is like more than enough, more than enough. And we can use, let's say, GD 5 mini. You'll be using this one, GD 5 mini. Okay, the cheap model, but it has like all the features available that you want to use. So you need to do this homework. Okay, once you have that homework ready, then we are good to go. Okay, so now once we have done that homework, now what we need to do, we'll simply go to NT Cavity or your favorite, you can say, orator. Create one file called .env and then just add your API key. And you need to create a variable called OpenAI API key equals whatever key is, whatever. Obviously, I will also not show you, but you need to put that value. Why is it showing like SK? What is like demo value that it is showing? SK something, blah, 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 blah. So it will be like looking at this. This is the kind of demo value that it generates. Like SK, because OpenAI key always starts with SK. So you need to put this value in your particular case. Make sense? Because we'll be using this environment here. Okay, perfect. So here is my API key, okay, and this is like incomplete because I'm not starting for slide and I will just revoke it after this video. So this way you need to put your API key here. Why? Because we do not expose our API in our code, it is not a best practice. We should always create an environment for our API. Make sense? Okay, very good. So let me just close it, and we have .env in the main code base, in the root directory, not inside chapter 1. It should be at the root directory level. Okay, makes sense. And we can even hide it or basically exclude it from our code base, go to ignore, and simply say .env. What will happen? The advantage is now it is not a part of, you can say, your code base, your development. Now it will not be published, whenever you will be pushing this code to GitHub. Okay, good. These are the best practices that I'm just telling you in the meantime, because if I'm teaching you something, it's my responsibility that covers everything, including the practices. So first step is basics. Now what we are trying to learn in the basics. Let me just show you something, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's how it is done. Okay. So now let me just say markdown. Basically, this is the markdown cell where you just create headings. And don't worry, all of these nodes will be okay. It's not like okay, LLM call. Let's simply try to build a simple LLM call. Okay, so now what are we trying to do? We want to make an LLM call that ChatGPT makes behind the scenes, right? And we're using Langchain for that. Now the thing is, we can make this LLM call very easily without Langchain as well. It's not a big deal. Let me just show you how you can just use or make API call to OpenAI, okay? And how we can just use Langchain and why we need to use Langchain. So let's say, let's go to operation and I'll simply say, let me close so many tabs. Okay. Okay, are they able to have one switch between the languages introduction? It will be somewhere here, but let me just check it. OpenAI, or maybe I can just use this LLM. This is good. So this is the code that I use. If I just copy it and I go to NTRD, if I write it here, and obviously I need to get code, right? So I'm writing import OS, right? And then from OpenAI, import OpenAI, and this is the exact thing that we're doing. In case you do not have this OpenAI installed, you can simply say uv add, and first of all activate the environment. So uv add OpenAI. Oh, now we have OpenAI already installed. Makes sense? So now what we're doing, very simple Python function. Not even a function, I would say, I'm simply creating a client. So this is OS module, simple. And why OS module? Because we want to get this environment variable. As you can see, I'm using a client using OpenAI function, which is built by OpenAI, not by me. I'm passing this API because without that it cannot work. Right? Because it needs to identify who is making the API call, who is asking me to provide the answer. It's you, it's Rahul, right? Rahul is making the API call. Rahul needs to provide that particular API. And when the API is stored, now you can hardcode the API value here. But I'm sure I just told you it's not best practice because you can just simply expose the API. So we store all these secret digital square bracket notation as well if you want to, like this, it works. Client.chat.condition.create, okay, and then we are simply writing the messages. Now we are saying, hey, we want to send a message to the LM, which is the LM model we are using. I will simply override it only, and the role is user. That means I am the user who is sending the message. Content is say this is a test. No, I don't want to say this. I want to say, bro, tell me a joke about, or tell me a fun fact. Okay, tell me a fun fact. I want to know about a fun fact. Make sense? I want to ask this. Okay, and I want to use model which is GPT-5 mini. GPT-5 mini. Makes sense? I want to use this particular model, GPT-5 mini. I can pick any model. I can pick 4.0, I can pick 4.1, I can pick 5.2. There are so many models. I want to pick this one, GPT-5 mini, right? And then I'm simply printing the content of the response. Simple. Let's try to run this prompt. So now let's see what will happen. Do you know what will happen? It will generate the response that will be created by LM. LM means this language model, this large language model, GPT-5 mini. Okay, let's wait. Okay, see, this is the response. Bro, fun fact. Wombats move in cube shaped tiles. What? They use the stackable cube to mark territory and communicate. Oh, oh, bro. This is actually a fun fact. I still remember reading those fun facts written at the back or at the end of our classmates' notebook. It was the most premium notebooks. So, yeah, it's good. So, see, we have just got the response the same way we are getting from the ChatGPT, like from here. See, same thing. I'm just simply writing the message here and I'm getting the message back. That's exactly ChatGPT has done.
Wombat? What is wombat? They're cute.
Notebooks. So yeah, it's good. So see, we have just got the response the same way we are getting from the ChatGPT, like from here. See, same thing. I'm just simply writing the message here and I'm getting the message back. That's exactly ChatGPT has done. We are simply passing the message, they are simply generating the response, and we have done the same thing. We are passing the thing, we are getting the response, and we are simply building kind of front end just to show the message. That's it. So that means you have built ChatGPT. Kind of. Okay. Now you can what is the problem? Like we didn't even use Langchain, so now why don't we use Langchain? Okay, let me just ask you a simple question. And let's say you are let's say why Langchain, right? This is your question, right? So let's say Rahul, where's Rahul? Bring him here. Rahul, is OpenAI. Okay. GPT 5.2, right? 5.2. GPT 5, let's not 5.2, 5. Let's be honest because we are using GPT 5. So we are using GPT 5, okay, to make the API. Okay. And we are able to do it very easily. Okay, and we have got the response. Okay, perfect. And I'm just doing my work. Now everything is running fine. And to make these API calls, I'm not using Langchain. I'm using the official Python SDK software development kit provided by the OpenAI model. Perfect. So I'm using OpenAI SDK. Perfect. Okay, just to make this API call. Now suddenly I realized that OpenAI models are very good to generate analysis, to generate reports, to generate research, whatever. But they are not very good in terms of, by the way, no offense to OpenAI model, I'm just talking it as like a hypothetical situation. And we all know that Anthropic, Claude models are very, very good in terms of coding. Everyone knows that, right? So let's say in my project, I want to use OpenAI, yes, but for specific tasks, I also want to use, let's say, a special model called
God.
Anthropic, or let's say Claude.
God.
And if you know about Claude, you should know about Claude, bro, because Claude is very famous. Now, if I want to use Claude as well, I want to use Claude as well. What I will do? Same thing. I will make the API call and I will use Claude or basically Anthropic SDK. I think Anthropic is the parent company, Claude is the product. Okay, makes sense. So I'm using Claude SDK. Now let's say I want to include one more you can say model. Let's say I want to use this. What if I say, what if I just tell you that you can use this model, GPT-5, okay? GPT-5. Use this model. Okay, you want to use Claude? Okay, use it. Okay, you want to use Gemini? Use it. And here, you have all the models, right? All the models, let's say 20 plus models, 30 plus models, whatever. Let's say all the models are here. Okay. Now if I say Rahul, come here. Instead of writing so many different SDKs, because every SDK has its own syntax, every SDK has its, you can say, own code, whatever, right? So now this Rahul can use something called as Langchain. Okay. Now this Rahul can use, let's say, something called as Langchain.
Oh God.
Now this Langchain, what will do? This Langchain is a kind of wrapper.
So
This is
far
connected to
into
it.
it now.
This is connected. All the models are connected to it. So Lang SDK. Obviously this is better. Obviously this is better. So we do the same thing. We just use this thing as Langchain. We don't use different SDKs. When we didn't have agentic frameworks, let's say Langchain, LangGraph, all those things, we used to use different SDKs and it was a chaos. And then now we have only single SDK, which is Langchain, and life is sorted. We don't need to use different SDKs, we can access all the ones. Wow, that is really cool. Yes. So now instead of using this, I will use Langchain. So how do you do this? For that, I need to install one more library. It's called Langchain OpenAI. So I will say UV add, let me just open this one. Okay, perfect. Make sure you have this on. You have this virtual environment turned on, and I have already shown you how you can turn on. .env scripts activate. That's it. Okay. So UV add Langchain OpenAI. Add this. Now, what it will do? It will simply call it. So I'll simply say from Langchain OpenAI, and I want to import a function called chat OpenAI. Okay, chat OpenAI. Okay. Now simply say LLM or it will Langchain OpenAI. Add this. Now, what it will do? It will simply call it. So I'll simply say from Langchain OpenAI, and I want to import a function called chat OpenAI. Okay, chat OpenAI. Okay. Now simply say LLM OpenAI equals chat OpenAI model equals GPT 5 milli. GPT 5 milli. That's it. And temperature equals 0. Now what is temperature? If you do not know, temperature is basically the creativity of model. If you set it to 0, that means model will not be creative. Model will simply generate the answer with the best possibility. But if you set let's say 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, model will just play around the output and it can just generate some random output as well. It depends on what's your use case. If you're just generating very serious and you don't need to play around with the output, you should only say temperature equals 0. So LM OpenAI equals chat OpenAI. Okay, and then you can simply say if now you just want to ask something from this model, you can simply say LM OpenAI dot invoke and then I'll say bro, tell me a fun fact. Make sense? And this will generate me the output. And you know what? This time I will not curate the output. I'll just show the real and raw output, how it generates the output. Let me show you. So let's wait. Perfect. This is the output. We always get the output in the form of AI message. There are three different types of messages: AI message, system message, and human message. We will just talk about messages as well very, very soon. But this is the raw output. But we can just obviously create it. We can simply say dot content, and that we do every time. But this is the raw message. AI message, that means it is sent by AI. And this is the fun fact. Let's read it. Bananas are technically berries, but strawberries aren't. Wow. What I a berry comes from a single. Oh, okay. Why strawberries are related accessory fruit made of. Wow, this is actually fun fact. Okay, now if I just run this, now I can simply get the content, only the content, not the raw output. So this is a very basic use case of Langchain API. Now what is the advantage of it? Now let's say I want to use Anthropic model. I'll simply say from Langchain, Anthropic, import chat Anthropic. And I can make LLM Anthropic as well. Simple, like this. And I can use Claude 3.35 on it. By the way, we use 4.5 on it. Yeah. But I will not use Anthropic because I don't want you to create multiple APIs because for this you will also need to create an API in the Anthropic platform. But I just want to show you the use case of it. Make sense? Okay, makes sense. There's another way to create this particular thing which is recently added. It is called init chat model. So you can simply say from Langchain dot models import init chat model. Or I can from just models. Yeah, I think just maybe from Langchain. They recently added from Langchain. Let me just check the init chat model class. Init chat model Langchain. Oh, chat models. Okay. So we have chat models. Chat models and import init chat model. Okay. So in this init chat model, we don't even need to define like if we are just trying to import OpenAI models and Rocket models, we simply need to put the model in and that's it. I will simply say LM OpenAI equals init chat model and then model name or let's say model equals GP5 mini. This is recently added. Okay. Even if you use any function, it is fine. So not a big deal. And let me just invoke it. Let me say hello, how are you? And it will say, I'm doing well, thanks, how are you? How can I help you today? So it is doing all of these API calls using your API. Make sense? So these are the ways to make API calls, basically LLM calls. Simple? Good. Now let's talk about the messages, because we just saw the type of messages. Okay, now I want you to make aware about the messages that we can use within Langchain, or basically in the agentic framework that we use. Because in the every agentic framework we use messages, and messages has a great role to play. Okay, so let me just bring it here. Let me just explain the messages. Like why messages are big deal? Why? I would say you will know the reasons why. So messages. If you want to communicate to anyone, let's say Rahul is Rahul. Yeah, come here, bro. Let's say this is Rahul. This Rahul needs to communicate to anyone, right? Anyone. Let's say this Rahul needs to communicate to any team, any human, anyone. Let's say this Rahul needs to talk to these users. Make sense? So obviously, in order to communicate to these people, this this you have a two-way thing is very important. Make sense? Because this message, this Rahul's message is, you can say, Rahul's message. Right? Let's say you are just hearing a transcript of a call. By the way, you should not hear to someone else call transcription, but let's say you are hearing it. Okay. Let's say you are just hearing the call transcription of your best friend, okay, with their whatever, okay, you know what I mean. So let's say you are hearing to that transcription. So what you will hear? You will hear Rahul's message, and in return, you will hear this person's message. Okay. Let's make it as, let's say, purple. Let's say this person's message. Or let's use it. Let's say this Rahul is listening to, or basically talking to group of people. Okay. So I will be saying, let's create one person. It'll be fun. So let's say one user. Perfect. Okay. This Rahul is talking to who?
Simran.
That's it.
Oh,
Simran.
great.
Who is Simran? I don't know. Just an hypothetical, just a hypothetical situation and hypothetical person. So this Rahul's message, and this message will be called as Simran's message. Right? By the way, why are you laughing? Two people are talking to each other. What's the big deal? So now let's say these people are talking to each other. So now if I want to hear to this person, I will say Rahul's message and this is content. Tak, 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 tak. This is Simran's message. Tak, 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 tak. So this is the communication, the way of communication between two people, right? We have an identity of each message, like who is delivering which message and who is receiving which message. Simple, nothing fancy. Very good. Now let's talk about the real stuff. Let's say this Rahul is talking to an AI. Okay, what? So let's say this Rahul is actually talking to AI. Okay. Now, like really, okay. So now let's say this Rahul is talking to AI. Makes sense. Now just tell me one thing. This Rahul's message is this. I know that. And this AI message will be this one. Simple. This is the AI message. Okay. That AI is generating. Basically, LLM is generating. Okay, makes sense. Okay, simple. So this is all done. So this Rahul's message will be called as user message in terms of technical language, because Rahul is a user. Okay, Rahul is a user. So this will be considered as user's message. Simple. Like, I know it is new, but it is not very complex. This is user's message. Okay. This AI message is obviously like AI message. Simple. Now there's one more term. It is called system message. Now what is the system message? This can be confusing. Okay. Let me just take you to the previous example. Now let's say Simran. We, we need to set the tone for Simran. I know Simran is talking to Rahul. Okay. And Rahul is also a friend. Simran is also a friend. Okay. And now you need to tell Simran that you need to talk to Rahul, but you need to talk, you can say softly, or you do not need to say anything rude to him. So you are setting the tone. You are setting the environment, like how they should just talk to each other, right? So you are guiding Simran, like how you should talk to Rahul. I will say, talk nicely and be a little polite. Okay. This is the tone that I set for the environment, for the conversation, for the responses. So now you know what? All of Simran's responses will be polite and will be very nice towards Rahul. Same thing, you can do it in LLM as well. You can tell LLM that, hey, talk nicely to me and be a little polite. Why does it matter? For example, let's say you are asking LLM to write an email to your friend, email to a friend. Let's say you're living in 90s, you're writing a letter. So you're asking LLM to write an email to your friend. So obviously it will be a little polite. If you're just writing an email to your manager, it should be formal. So you need to set the tone. That tone, that environment is called system message, nothing else. System message. So this system message is your this thing. Simple. I hope you understood the example. I am so sure. So this is the system message. Because see, I know the examples that you understand simple. So this is system message. So that means only user message is in your control. AI message is in AI control. System message is for LM, but you control this because you set the tone. Okay. Make sense? So this is all about the messages. This is like real world analogy, whatever you want to say. And this is the real use case of it. Now I hope you
Okay, I will write it down.
Let's put it with the help of example between Rahul and Simran. So now let's try to code it. Now Rahul just focus on coding, forget about Simran, and now let's talk to LLM, right? Because see, now let's create a new notebook. This is a very basic notebook. Then I want to provide this particular master class in the form of structured chapter.
Okay, I think let's stop it. It's 4:36, man. So let me do one thing. I'll close this. Yeah. So yeah, that's all for this stream. It's very good morning. It's early morning, and yeah, now I'm going to sleep. I'm very bad timing. Everything is getting messed up, so maybe I will try to stream early. But yeah, no problem. Actually, I finished my goals. That was like I have to record Python lecture, I have to record speaking video, I have to do DSA, I have to do AI learning. So I just did it for 1 hour, but yeah, pretty cool. I feel like okay, now I can see sleep, and things are not in the control sometimes, but yeah, at least I'm doing this. Great. Okay, thanks, and sleep. If anyone is gonna watch, maybe what I don't know what would be your timing, but yeah, sleep will wake up refreshed. That's what I used to say, so that I will remember in my brain. This is the phrase that I need to use, and all up. Okay, bye. Take care and see.